Hello everyone, welcome to my The Way Home official channel. I hope everyone is having a great day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Is Alice, the only one in her family able to marvel at time's wonders via the pond? We will soon find out. As Kat became more comfortable at Port Haven, she started observing Alice more closely. This observation led to Kat following Alice's daughter into the pond. The Landry family listens to music to unwind. What happens next will obviously have to wait until the next episode, but based on what we've learned so far, it would be more shocking to learn that Kat isn't able to go across time. The disappearance of Jacob depends on it. Jacob and a friend ride bikes. The mystery is only getting started. If this series is going to succeed, the plot needs to develop from both the past and the present. Just from the perspective of a family drama, this is crucial. Every adolescent goes through similar experiences as Alice, although they typically have the option of getting support from their family. Mothers are the first people daughters turn to for advice on a variety of issues. Alice and Kat on the boat. It's Alice's first time falling in love. For any teenager, falling in love is an amazing journey, but it's difficult to imagine how Alice, who lives in the past and the present at the same time, will handle it. She stated that she would rather be nowhere else, which is why she is spending more time in the past. Sadly, she lives in the here and now. When Alice was months away from the past between trips, she already experienced one near miss. However, it was very logical. Alice's past is intertwined with her mother and closest friend, and Kat was at camp. When Kat isn't in Port Haven, we'll presumably find out that Alice isn't able to travel back in time. Though Elliot may have known that already, adult Elliot and Alice haven't been able to exchange many messages. Alice plays piano Nick. One consideration is time. Alice would probably let her academics suffer since she wants to savor every second that she spent with Kat in the past. She's already not connecting with the students at school. Those connections would serve to anchor her in the here and now. Nevertheless, she's experiencing happiness for the first time, and Kat is concerned about how much. Like Alice, Kat has had difficulty figuring out where she fits in Port Haven. She has discovered a rhythm to life there that works for her. Unlike Alice, she's made new acquaintances and reunited with old ones. Instead of pushing one another away, she and Dell are accepting of one another's words of support. Alice and Kat will grow apart rather than closer if they prosper at different periods. I think that Kat's jump into the pond will be connected to Alice, just as Alice is connected to teenage Kat, because The Way Home is about mothers and daughters. Nick and Alice share a hug. It's hard not to feel sorry for Alice. It turns out that she truly loves teen Kat, even if her family link first drew her to her. Since Alice and her mother don't currently have that kind of relationship, their friendship is built on the person Alice has come to know. She met Nick and experienced her first kiss through Kat. Making an impact on a boy you admire is difficult enough without constantly vanishing into the future. And if Nick isn't the best, damn it. It's not easy to meet someone who is both cute and humble, even if it means she will be here even less. I still want her to experience that love and warmth. How are we going to let her have that? Better yet, there seems to be some romance developing for each of the three Landry women. Alice is checked on by Kat. How nasty and annoying Monica used to be makes me laugh so much. Individuals you couldn't stand in high school are frequently the precise individuals you want on your side as an adult as you become older. For Kat, Monica is that person. Their friendship has been restored, and they are supporting one another. How well did Monica know Brady? She called him Braden, I wonder. Brady wasn't from Port Haven, but Kat met him at camp. Brady was probably not well known because Kat left town soon after her father passed away. Brady's lack of Port Haven ties is another factor in Kat's ease of departure and subsequent disappearance. She believed she had found her match. Andy seems like a good guy. When he noticed Monica making "give him your number" signs behind his back, his sense of humor came in handy, That has promise. Joy for the Landry family, the journey home. People battle to locate their special someone throughout their entire lives. Del and Colton had the kind of once-in-a-lifetime love that most people can only imagine. It would be extraordinary to live in and inconceivably impossible to lose. It would be difficult to lose it in any situation, but tragedy would make it even more difficult. It makes sense why Del hasn't given herself permission to fall in love again. How on earth was she going to discover love as intense as her love for Colton? Even if she managed to find love on par, it may be lost once more. An excellent motivator is fear. But now that Del is back in the company of her relatives, things might be improving for her. For the first time in decades, she's peeling off the old skin and thinking about fresh adventures. Colton and Del are infatuated. When we spotted Del and Byron together at the farmer's market, it seemed like they were infatuated. Considering how long she's been in Port Haven, Del has been largely private, with the exception of her bond with Rita. However, Rita is a nosy person who always has to meddle in other people's affairs. Del was so lost that she didn't see those indicators, but now that she can see clearly, it was sufficient that Rita was the one who forced her to sell her yacht. It took some time for Del and Byron to get to know each other, but they were able to see Rita for who she was. He may not be a lifelong romantic partner. Nevertheless, he may offer Del everything she has been lacking, while her heart remains firmly attached to the man she lost. The hardest step is the first one, and that is now behind us. Del and Byron spend time together. I really like Byron so far, and it's obvious that he has feelings for Del. Once he saw their connection, Kat didn't even need to ask for a position with him at the publication. Kat thought she was better than small-town writing when she took that job. She told Monica that she felt she was generally superior to small-town life. Byron pushed back against her clumsy tale about the largest cucumber, calling her on her conceit. That meant Kat had to change her route. She spoke from the heart without identifying herself, drawing a parallel between her newfound faith in Alice and the farmer's faith in the soil of Port Haven. That is creative writing. Kat's confidence was bolstered by her story's success, Andy's interest in her, and Del's advice to trust Alice. This confidence was shown when Kat decided to follow Alice into the woods instead of confronting Alice about her deception regarding Spencer's party. Kat could never imagine that anything Alice does would be harmful to her. For a brief moment, she wondered whether drugs had made Alice into rainbow bright, but she knew it was something deeper. Alice and Nick on the run. It takes bravery to wait for someone to calm down, to allow them space to explain, or even to follow them into a pond and into the woods in search of the truth. Will that confidence be rewarded with the unanticipated benefit of a time travel? I sincerely hope so. Tomorrow morning, I'll be sharing an interview with Sadie Laflamme Snow to gain further understanding of Alice's thoughts and her future plans as the season develops. But before we continue, let's talk about I Don't Want to Miss a Thing's nostalgic connection to the 1990s. Alice uses her phone to play games. As someone who was not exposed to the incredible technical advancements of today, I find it astounding how far humanity would go before their arrival. Mixtapes were an artistic endeavor. I recall being so determined to record a song I really liked from the radio that I would play it non-stop in an attempt to ward off sleep in the hopes of hitting it lucky. We listened to the newest tunes on repeat in this manner. Recollections flooded back as Elliot got excited about conversing with someone he didn't know where on the internet. 40 years ago, we could not have imagined the things we take for granted today, including this employment. When I discovered that Alice was unaware of Back to the Future, I was astounded once more. Because we have so much available to us now, history is being overlooked. Del and Colton have a laugh together. What aspect of the show do you adore the most? Is it the hesitant romance, the moms and daughters, the familial drama, or the time travel element? In 1999, will Alice be on television? And how does the space-time continuum become affected by that? Elliot needs to share his wisdom with us immediately. In the comments section below,